Good morning.
How are you, Rosie?
I'm fine.
Good
Adrian?
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, friends. Who else do I have here? This is who? I have Gonzalo, Adrian, Sandra, and Rosie. Well, friends, here we are. Another class in a festivity day. Sandra is present. Hi, Sandra. Okay, friends, what? Unit number 2, we are studying hobby, leisure time, things we love doing when we can, because sometimes we have leisure time because we have a festivity, we have a holiday, etc. But then the English teacher takes a class and spoils all your free time. Mark, how are you, friend? And here we are. The rest of the world is in festivity day, holiday, and we are studying English. Beautiful, Rosie, yes or no?
Yes.
Imagine that. Hi, Tony, how are you, friend?
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Fine, very, very well. Well, let's begin. You know that you have to be aware that what you need to learn how to do these days, unit number 2, is how to express your ideas about holidays, about hobbies, free time activities, and to remember the famous, beautiful, important word leisure. Leisure. Leisure, ocio, right? Free time, leisure. And then one day in future exams, or maybe not, because not all my students are preparing for exams, Many of my students are here because they just want to study English. It is important to know that what we are doing here is preparing you to be able to speak or write about your free time activities, things that you enjoy doing during your holidays, during your days off, días libres, days off, double F. Yes. Uh, and sometimes you don't have to speak about yourself. Sometimes you have to speak about the hobbies, leisure time of other members of your family, right? That is what we are doing. The homework was a reading and use of English exercise on page 21 in your books. Exercise number 4, page 21 in your book. It is reading and use of English, similar to the exam. What part of the exam? Well, this is reading and use of English. I'm going to go to the previous page, part 5. You see, part 5. They give you a text, which is always a text with words from B2, and then you have to answer questions. In this case, you have 6 questions about the text. If you want to pass, you know that you need the 60% correct answers. In this case, you need 4. You need 4 correct answers in order to pass and feel happy, right? Well, let's see the first question. It is on page number, let me prepare conditions here. Yes. Question number 1. Let me make it bigger. In English, aumentar is magnify. I am magnifying the page to see better. Number 1. What does such trivialities refer to in line 22? And they give you, similar to the exam, part 5, they give you 4 options with letters A, B, C, and D. In your opinions, friends, which is the letter for number 1? Can you write it? Well, for Sandra, it's letter B. Only Sandra? Only Sandra, friends? And what about the rest? What do you think is the answer for such trivialities in line 22? His mother's attitude to the bike size and color, the bike's price, or the bike's quality and its manufacturer? Well, for Mary's letter B, they coincide, the bike size and color. But what about the red? Tony, what's your answer, friend? Lola B, how they coincide? And Ariana? We are in the homework. This is exercise number 4, page 21 in the book.
One question, Jerry.
Yes.
About the homework. The last time.
Yes.
I heard about the page 19, not 21. Is possible?
Possible. My mistake, maybe.
I in the WhatsApp group, you wrote about page 19, exercise 2.
Sorry.
And the homework.
Yes, you are right, Adrian. You are right.
And the homework, Jerry.
Yes, but I have a person from the previous class. Who's that? Is that you, Sandra?
Yes.
So you have a different homework.
Yes, but I did also the exercise of page 19, but in the WhatsApp group of the
9:30.
Yes.
Yes,
we have another homework.
Oh, yes, exactly. That's what. Thank you very much, Adrian, because I was confused. The problem is that we have a student, Sandra, who belongs to the 9:30 a.m. class. So I was totally confused, but Adrian is correct. The homework here in this class was a grammar comparison, I think, Adrian, exercise 2, page 19. Yes? Okay. I think we did it in class, Sandra. This exercise was done in class by your group. Yes, let's go to page number 19. Let me show you the page. Page 19. This is page 19, I think. Yes. And it was exercise number 2. Let me make it bigger. Adrian, if I am doing something incorrect, you tell me, right? I think this was the homework in this particular class. And it is something dealing with comparatives. It says here, there are lots of ways to keep fit, but I think the healthier of all is Zumba. And here we have a mistake, because it says the article de, which is typical of superlative, and now we have healthier. What is the problem here? Do you know? Yes, Rosie, very good. It's the healthiest. Adrian, the healthiest. Matt, most healthiest. No, the healthiest, Matt, because you are repeating. You see, most est. Lola, the healthiest. Tony, the healthiest. Amar, okay. Very good. So in number 1, no, the healthiest. Because healthy has to, well, I understand now. Because it ends in Y. Is that the most healthy? Because it ends in Y, and we study that when the 2 syllables adjectives end in Y, it is possible to use the most. Okay, you can use both. The most healthy, yes, Matt. The most healthy or the healthiest are correct. Yes, Matt, you are right. Well, and now number 2, playing chess is more cheaper than playing video games. What is the problem, number 2? It's cheaper, Tony. More, Mark. The problem is more. Yes, you eliminate more, Mark. Very good. Yes. Adrian, cheaper. Sandra is cheaper. Very good. Lola is cheaper. Rosie is cheaper. Yes. Ariana, more cheap. No, not cheaper. Ariana, because cheap is only one syllable in the pronunciation, so you use cheaper, cheaper than. You don't need more. Very good. So in number 2 is playing chess. Yes, Ariana, thank you. The answer is playing chess is cheaper than playing video games. In number 3, team games are more sociable than biking because you meet and speak blah blah blah. Yes, Mar. Yes, it's done. Rosie, done. Tony, done. Exactly. Yes, Ariadna, done. Exactly. In English, we have 2 different ques. In Spanish, we use que always, but in English, que has 2 possibilities. Than, cuando ese que se refiere a comparativo, más alto que, etc. Y un que es el normal. Ella piensa que, él dijo que, ese es that. Hay dos que, perdónenme si me trabo, hay 2 ques en inglés, el than, el que de comparar, y el that, que es el que del resto de las. Jerry, more, let me see the question. I'm sorry, a minute. Let's see your question. It says, Jerry are more sociable than Mikey. Friend, I don't understand, Lola. I don't understand your question. I don't understand. And in number 3, you mean, Lola, in number 3, team games are more sociable than, yes, Lola, I understand now. Yes, than biking, exactly that. Yes, Lola, I understand now. Thank you very much. Let's go, oh my God, to the page. Healthier than, you refer to number 1, maybe? Or what? I don't get it. 4. When you play chess, you have to think more hardly than more hardly, harder than, yes, harder than, yes, harder than is the answer, yes. Ma, be careful with the spelling. Harder, Lola, Adrian, harder. Yes, friend, the answer is harder than. Let me tell you something about hardly. Let me explain something. Hardly is not the adverb of hard. Many people think that hardly is más duramente. Duramente. Hardly. No. Hardly no es duramente. Hardly es apenas. ¿Ok? Porque hard solito es adjetivo. Duro, fuerte, hard. Difícil, hard. Y difícilmente, duramente es hard igual. Hard es a la vez adjetivo y adverbio. Pero claro, hemos estudiado que si le agrego L, Y a un adjetivo, lo convierto en su correspondiente adverbio. Pensemos en slow, lento, slowly, lentamente. Hemos estudiado eso y entonces mecánicamente hay chicos que al hard le ponen L, Y y ya piensa que dice fuertemente, duramente. No, hardly es apenas. Hardly significa apenas. I hardly see her. Apenas la veo. Ok, entonces es harder. When you play chess, you have to think harder than when you are playing video games. 5. Let's go to 5 now, friends. I don't go window shopping as often than I used to. As, yes, Ma, very good. As often as, Adrian, yes. As, Rosie. Yes, Lola, very good. As. Antonio, more often. No. Antonio, claro, yo entiendo lo que me dices, pero es que cambia ese sentido, porque lo que la persona dice es que ya no se va de, ahora no recuerdo, Windows, creo que era de ir de vidrieras, ¿no? ¿Qué se dirá en España? No recuerdo. Es cuando uno se detiene frente a las ventanas se dice ventanas. Bueno, en las tiendas, como se dice en España, y uno se pone a ver los productos que hay, pero no entra. Escaparates, Antonio. Thank you, thank you. Quiere decir, este señor dice, yo no voy de escaparates, perdón si digo un disparate, pero es que no sé, yo no voy de escaparates tan frecuentemente como yo antes solía hacerlo. ¿Ah? Es lo que quiere decir. No tan, y si le pongo un more, pues cambia el sentido. Aquí lo único es que la estructura es as, para decir que algo es tanto como otra cosa, pues, para decir que hay igualdad, similitud. Entonces, el problema es que me han puesto as, often, than, y el than solo es con el more. ¿Entiende? Pero no puedo quitarle el primer as y poner more para que ahora esté bien, porque dice yo no voy de escaparates más frecuentemente que lo que yo solía. No, eso no tiene sentido. Entonces es mejor quitar el than y poner el segundo as. I don't go window shopping as often as I used to. 6. For me, parachute jumping is more risky of all sports. Of all sport. Yes, Mar, most. Is the most risky. Puede ser. Is the most risky or the riskiest. También. Yes. Yes. Is the most risky, Adriana, or Lola, the riskiest. Yes, yes. En realidad lo que más decimos es the riskiest, pero la regla me permite lo otro. 7. Speaking for myself, I find team sports the less interesting. The least, Rosie. Least, Lola. Least, Tony. And Ariadne, least. Yes, yes, because the superlative is the least, not the less. Finally, number 8, mountain biking is more good for getting exercise than most sports. It's more good. Better, Tony. Better, Rosie. Better, Sandra. Yes, yes, because good is an irregular adjective. Yes, Adrian. Very good. Lola, thank you. That's correct. Better, better. Well, this was the homework in this class. My God. The other homework, I think, is in the workbook. Please, friends, maybe I am not right. Yes, Lola. Thank you. So let's go to the workbook. Let me find the workbook. Workbook. Workbook comparatives exercise number 2, page 8. Some of these sentences contain mistakes. Correct the mistakes and put a tick next to the sentences which are correct. And number 1 is the example. Number 1 is an example of incorrection. Practicing every day is the better. No, it's the better. No, it's the best. Number 2 is an example of a sentence that is correct. You see the check mark? There is a check mark at the end. Golf is the least enjoyable sport to watch on TV. Correct. But what about number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? This is the homework. In number 3 says tennis. Yes, tennis is the more is the most. Very good, mom. Very good. Adrian is the hardest. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. You are correct, Tony. Is the hardest, Ariana. Very good. Yes. Is the hardest. Tennis is the hardest sport to learn. Very good, because hard is only one syllable. So you have to eliminate more. And it says in number 4, riding the motorbike. No. 5 is, yes, riding the motorbike is more fun than taking the bus. In number 4, what do you think is the adequate? Is funnier for Tony, funner for Lola, funnier for For Rosie's fun, but the spelling, yes, Adrian. Sandra, funnier. But funnier. Okay. Well, very good. The problem is that I don't, yes, it's here. I'm sorry because I had lost this. Yes. And now let's go to number, I'm lost. Exercise 5 is less easier to learn a new sport as you get older. What is the problem here? Yes, easy, Rosie. Lola, correct? No. Tony, less easy. Less easy for Adrian. Sandra, less easy. Yes, less easy. It's less easy to learn a new sport as you get older. Because this is the comparative of inferiority. And we use less with short adjectives, one syllable, or with long adjective, 2, 3 more syllables. Is less for all adjectives and all adverbs. So it's less easy. For me, playing computer games is the more relaxing way to spend my free time. The more relaxing. Yes, Matt, it's the most for Rosie. And the answer is the most, Tony. Yes, very good, Adrian. Ariana, the most. The most, what? Relaxing with ing. 7, joining a sports club can help people to become more healthier. What is the problem in number 7? Yes, Adrian. Yes. Tony. Yes. Rosie. Yes. Very good. No, Mark. Correct. Very good. You eliminate more. Yes. Very good. So the answer is, for me, playing computer games is the... No. Sorry. In number 7, joining a sports club can help people to become healthier, and you eliminate more. 8, I'm the fittest now than I have ever been in my life. I am comparing my situation now with my situation in the past. No, it's not correct. It's not Tony fittest. I am fittest now. I am fitter. Yes, Adrian. Yes, Adrian. Yes, Ariadna. Yes, I am fitter now. The comparative, not the superlative. You eliminate the and you transform fittest into fitter. I am fitter now than I have ever been in my life because I am comparing two situations, two. So it's not superlative, it's comparative. Yes, Tony. Very good, friends. Well, now what? I think that I sent you in a copy an extra exercise dealing with the comparatives. I think it's a good moment to check that. Well, my God. So let's check this. I'm going to put this away. And the comparatives are here. Let's check this exercise. He says, she's still ill. She looks even, and you have the adjective bad between parentheses than last week. So if I have it done, immediately I know that I need a comparative, not a superlative, right? And then the problem is what is the comparative of bad? Because bad is the irregular. Rosie, very good. Worse. For Tony is worse. The comparative of bad is worse. Very good. So she's still ill. She looks even worse than last week. In number 2, she's a lot. The adjective is happy. in the new job than she was in the previous. Happier for Mar. It's comparative. Happier for Tony. For Ariana is happier. Yes. Very good. Very good. It is the comparative. Let's go to number 3. Which of the 3 supermarkets do you think has blank range of production? Of products, sorry. And the adjective is wide. What do you think is the adequate answer here in number 3? Nothing? I have the answers here. Well, Ariana is the widest, Rosy the widest, and Gonzalo the widest. You need the article there, right? Lola is the widest, and for Tony is the widest. But you need the. Don't forget the, friends, right? The widest range of products. Now let's go to, no, this is not, this here. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 says, he has blank potential than anyone thought. Bigger for Mar, for Adrian is bigger, for Lola is bigger, for Tony is bigger, Adrian bigger, Gonzalo bigger, Rosy bigger. Very good, Ariana. Yes, he's bigger. He has bigger potential than anyone thought. Let's go to 5. It's becoming blank and blank to attract new customers. We study this. We study this in class when I repeat the same comparative, remember, with certain characteristics. So what is the answer? Harder and harder for Sandra. Harder and harder for Rosie. Harder and harder for Ariadna. Harder and harder for Adrian too. Mar, the same. Harder and harder. Yes, yes. Gonzalo, very good. Yes. Tony, very good. Yes, Lola. Harder and harder. Cada vez más difícil. Harder and harder. Very good. 6. In the last few months, competition has become much blank. Has become much what? What do we say? Tougher for Rosie. Tougher for Ariana. For Lola is tougher. For Mar is tougher. Very good. The pronunciation is tough, you know, tough, 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 and the comparative is tougher, tougher math. So yes, in the last few months, competition has become much tougher, mucho más ruda. 7, let's go to number 7. No, here. Number 7, things are better organized now. We have blank problems than before. What do you think the answer is? Less for Tony. Less for Adrian, less for Gonzalo. For Ariana is less. Why less? Give me a second. Things are better organized now. We have less problems than before. Yes, less is correct. But no. Things are getting better organized now. We have less problems. Yes, less problems than before could be. Why not? I didn't expect less, you know. I was expecting what Mar answered, something like fewer problems than before. I was expecting that. Yes, because the comparative of few is fewer. See that, friends? The comparative of few is fewer. And now I am thinking, because I think, well, what happens if I make this mistake in the exam in Cambridge, what is the teacher in Cambridge going to do about it? Maybe the teacher in Cambridge is going to give me not 1 mark, but half marks maybe. I have to analyze this with the examiners in Alcorcón as soon as we regulate the situation. I have to go to Alcorcón and ask the teachers from Cambridge, because less is not incorrect when we speaking, you know, it's the same ideas, but fewer is the perfect, because if they give me few, the comparative of few is fewer. Few es poco, yes, less es menos. When I say fewer in Spanish, we say tenemos menos problemas. That's why people think less, because less is menos, but the correct one is fewer. Let's go to number 8 now, friends. 8 says there are more accidents on this road because it's blank than the others. They are comparing. And what is then the answer for number 8? For Mar is narrower. The comparative of narrow, narrower. For Sandra is narrower and nobody else. Tony, narrower. Yes, friends, correct. The comparative of narrow is narrower. And now I want you to observe that this narrow is a very special adjective. Pay attention. Narrow, 2 syllables. The logical thing is more narrow than. But narrow ends in a semi-consonant because W is pronounced O. Narrow, see that? And when the adjective of 2 syllables end in W, which are exceptional, we use ER, narrower than others. Number 9, I choose this car as my favorite because it's blank of all the ones I've driven. The most fastest. You are repeating the superlative. Si uso most, no uso es. The fastest for Adrian, for Tony. For Tony, it is comparative. But we are not comparing two, right? We are not comparing two. We are comparing one with the rest. Yes, Tony. Lola, faster. No, it's not faster. Faster is when you compare 2 cars, but I am comparing this car with the rest of the cars, so you need the superlative, the fastest. Okay, Lola, good. El más veloz, el más rápido de todos, of all, de todos. 10, Jack was furious when I told him, easily blank, I've ever seen him. Angriest for the angriest. I like the article the. Very good, Rosie. The angriest. The angriest for Adrian and for Mar. Okay, she understood. And the answer, yes, the answer is the angriest. Yes, Ariadna. Well. And now, what is the conclusion for me? I don't know for you, because every person is a world. But for me, what is the conclusion, kids? The conclusion is that even when comparatives and superlatives is something you've been studying for years, since secondary school, I think, and even when comparatives and superlatives are not a big problem in reality, well, compare the comparatives and superlatives with problems like passive voice or reported speech. You see, they are big problems. Comparatives is not, but the problem is in details, in little details, right? So my advice is, one of these evenings, I always say the same, I know, I'm a teacher, whenever you have a minute, try to revise it, because it is always interesting to check why did I made a mistake. I made a mistake in number 2 or 5. Why? Analyze it. We always learn from our own mistakes and we grow. and we grow a lot. And now what? Well, now let's go to our class today, phrasal verbs. You love phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs is something that helps us to speak. I am always worried about phrasal verbs because phrasal verbs needs to have a memory, I think. You can't imagine how difficult it was for me when I began studying English many years ago. Of course, I had an advantage over you. My advantage was that I learned to speak English, I studied English, but I was surrounded by people speaking in English, so it facilitates the process. It is easier when you study English in an English-speaking country, because when you leave this class, everything around you is in English, so it facilitates. We don't have that advantage here in Spain, because in Spain you don't need to speak English but when you need to eat or drink or buy something, you don't need the language, so it makes the process, takes much more time. But phrasal verbs are essential if you want to really use their language. However, phrasal verbs have a disadvantage. The disadvantage of phrasal verbs is that when you write something formal, when you write to a person that is not your friend, when you write to a person who is important in your work or studies, you cannot use phrasal verbs. I mean, you can use phrasal verbs, but they are informal, incorrect. So we are going to study phrasal verbs because the colloquial English, blah, blah, blah. But remember, when you are writing, well, if you are writing to a friend, no problem with that. But when you write something formal, for example, the essay, it is not advisable to use phrasal verbs. I would like you to go to page number 21 in your books. Page 21, everybody. Let's go to page 21 in the student's book. Let me go to the student's book. Page 21, 19, 20, 21. Because here we have phrasal verbs. You see vocabulary phrasal verbs and expressions. And in the list of phrasal verbs, page 21, vocabulary exercise 1, you have 8 phrasal verbs. Take up, sum up, get hold of, have a go, take risks, make up, keep a promise, not have a clue. And what they want you to do is to match the phrasal verbs with the definitions with letters, right? Of course, maybe you remember these the phrasal verbs and maybe you don't. We are humans. So you can use your dictionaries or you can use your translators, and when you know exactly the meaning of take up, sum up, when you know the meaning, match the phrasal verbs with the definitions. And when you finish, send me a message for me to check all your answers. Well, Mar finished. Adrian finished. Rossi finished. And Lola finished. I think we can check this. Let's check this. Well, you know, number one is take up. And take up matches with letter opinions. Well, for Tony is letter H. For Adrian, D. For Mar is letter D. For Lola is D. For Gonzalo is letter D. For Adriana is letter D. Rosie, letter D. And the answer is D, exactly, because take up. What is a possible translation? Como comenzar, something like that. And it coincides with letter D. Start doing a particular job or activity. Yes. How do we use this, friends? When I say, for example, after I saw Rafa Nadal playing tennis yesterday, I took up tennis. I took up tennis. That is, I began practicing tennis because I saw the match between Djokovic and Nadal yesterday, for example. And then I was, motivated to take it up, to begin with that. Now, sum up is number 2, sum up, and it matches with letter A for Adrian, A for Tony, and for Lola is A. For Ariana is A, for Sandra is letter A, and for Mar is letter A. And yes, perfect. Thank you, friends. Yes, Rosie, A, because sum up is to describe the important facts or characteristic about something or someone. My God, what is that? is to make a summary. To sum up is to summarize. Summarize something is to make the resume of something. That is to sum up. Normally, you know, when you finish an essay or you are writing something and you want to make a good conclusion, say, summing up. To sum up, see that? Well, now let's go to number 3, get hold of, with letter H for Tony, H for Adrian, for Maris letter H. Yes, for who? Maris H, Ariana is H, Lola H, Gonzalo H. You all coincide. Excellent, because yes, Sandra. Very good, Rosie. Obtain something. Letter A is perfect. Get hold of. Some people translate this as conseguir algo, agenciarse la manera de conseguir algo. That is to get hold of. Yes. Echarle el guante a algo, get hold of. Agarrarse a algo, get hold of. Well, number 4, have a go. Have a go. With letter F for Mar, F for Adrian. For Lola is F. For Ariana is F also. For Sandra too, F. Gonzalo, F. Yes, F is correct, friends, Tony. F is correct. Have a go with letter F. Try to do something. Normally, you use have a go on. Please copy the preposition on in number 4. Have a go on. You know? Because normally we use that when I say, I have to go on tennis. I'll have a go on tennis. Something, voy a probarlo. Voy a ver cómo me va con el tenis. I'll have a go on tennis. Now, number 5, take risks with letter G, Tony, Adrian, G, Mark, G. Friends, you are terrific today. Yes, because G, Gonzalo, Ariana, G, Lola, G. Excellent. Yes, G. Because G, do something even though something bad might happen because of it. Well, yes, that's exactly, yes, Rosie. Take risks. I think it's very similar to Spanish. Well, sometimes we have to take risks, yes or no? 6, make up. Make up with letter B for Mar, and for Adrian is C, for Lola is letter C, for Ariadna is C, Sandra C, Tony C. C, say or write something which is not true. Gonzalo C, Rosie C. Yes, letter C. That is to make up. Oh, make up an excuse. Come on. Invéntate una excusa. Make up an excuse. Well. Number 7, keep a promise. Keep a promise with letter B, E, sorry, for Lola, B for Adrian, B for Tony. And for Sandra is B, for Gonzalo is B, for Ariana is letter B, and the answer is letter B. Letter B. Yes, letter B. Do what you say you would do. So listen to me a minute, please. Relax, listen. Promise, a promise, a promise. You make a promise, but then you keep a promise. So there are 2 collocations with promise. Make is the beginning, and keep is the continuation. Whenever you make a promise, please keep your promises. Keep your promises. Well, now, number 8, not have a clue with letter E for Mar, Lola E, Tony E, Sandra E, Rosie E. Very good, friends. Yes, letter E. Letter E means be completely unable to guess, understand, or deal with something. And when do we use have a clue? Normally in questions and normally in negative sentences. Do you have any clue? No, I don't have any clue. No tengo ni idea. I don't have any clue. Okay, very good. So these are the phrasal verbs of today. It's like bread recently baked at the bakery. You know, the smell of bread recently baked. Delicious. This is a delicious group of phrasal verbs. Why I say it is delicious? Because friends, when you use these phrasal verbs and the phrasal verbs we studied in unit number 1, remember those ones, don't forget those ones. Well, when we have a knowledge of this, we are improving your language. Let me tell you something about your English. Your English is very good. We make mistakes because we are humans. The only difference between you before these courses and you at the end of this course is the language that you are going to use. So if you don't study the vocabulary again and you try to memorize the vocabulary and you produce your sentences using these phrasal verbs, you create your sentences using these phrasal verbs. If you don't learn these phrasal verbs and the vocabulary in units 1 and 2, you are not making any change in your English language, because the grammar that we are going to study is the grammar that you studied before. See? So pay much attention to your vocabulary, because this is going to make the difference between you a month ago and you in July next year, right? Well, and now with these phrasal verbs, you are going to do an exercise. Next page. Sorry. Here. This is on page number 22. Exercise number 2. They want you to use these phrasal verbs and expressions to fill in the spaces in blank. Exercise 2. Please listen to me, friends. In the exam, don't begin doing your exercise if you first don't read the instructions. Please, even when maybe you think, I know what I have to do, read the instructions. Listen, complete these sentences by writing a phrasal verb or expression from exercise number 1 in the previous page in the correct form. Please, in the correct form. You can imagine how many students have failed the exam because they write the phrasal verbs identically from the list. No, sometimes, not always. Sometimes you have to make variations. Sometimes the sentence is in past, ing, I don't know, s because the verb, the subject is he or she, etc. So when you finish, send me a message, friends. Rosie finished. And Sandra. Adrian finished. Lola finished. Mar finished. Lola finished. Very good. Well, let's check this. Number one, I never do something like skydiving because I don't enjoy what? I don't enjoy what? Take risks, Ma. Adrian, Rosie, taking risk. Tony, taking risk. Lola, taking risks. Rosie, risks. The answer in the exam to get the mark, para conseguir el punto, to get the mark, you need taking risks. Si no lo tengo las dos bien, no me da nada. Taking, ing, taking risks, plural. Okay, check it out. Number, how would you blank her personality in just a few words? Sum up, Ariana, sum up, Rosie, Adrian, sum up. And Mar, sum up. Sandra, sum up. Gonzalo, sum up. Good, 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 good. Tony, sum up. Yes, Lola, sum up. Excellent. Sum up is the answer. And when you pronounce, you joined. Se une, you join. Sum up, sum up. Well, 3. Hams let me blank on his new bike. And now I want to get one myself. Have a go, Sandra. Had a go, Rosie. Have a go, Adrian. Mar, have a go. Ariana, get hold of. Tony, have a go. And Lola, take up. Well, Hams me deja que pruebe su bicicleta. Yo no sé si se dice en español que pruebe. Es cuando un amigo me lo da, yo puedo montar la bicicleta, puedo usarla un rato. Eso es have a go. Me dejó, Antonio. Ok. Me dejó su bicicleta nueva. That is. So the correct one is have a go. Very good. Now, 4. Sometimes when I arrive home late, I blank an excuse to parents why I'm late. What is the verb? Make up, Adrian. Make up, Sandra. Make up, Ariadna. Rosie, make up. Tony, make up. Ma, make up. And the answer is make up. Yes, very good, kids. Very good, Lola. Now let's go to 5. Diego blank how to answer the questions in yesterday's exam because he simply hadn't studied. Be careful with this one. What is the correct form in 5? Diego what? Get hold of, Ariana. Not had a clue, Adrian. Not had a clue, Rosie. No. You didn't have a clue. No, Matt. There is a mistake here. Who has another different answer? Nobody? Well, it is negative and in past. Yes, you are correct. So Matt is correct. It is negative and in past. But when I use didn't, the verb now is in simple form, not in past. So the correct form is didn't have a clue. Yes, Rosie. That is, yes, Matt. Didn't have a clue. Yes, Tony. So Diego didn't have a clue how to answer blah, blah, blah. 6. People won't trust you unless you can blank and do what you say you're going to do. So what in the blank? Keeping a promise for Adrian. Keep a promise, Rosie. Keep your promises, Sandra. Keeping a promise, Lola. Keeping a promise, Ma. Keep a promise, Tony. Well, yes, but be careful. There are little mistakes because he says, people won't trust you unless you can. Can es un modal. Después de can no puede venir ing, ed, s, nada. Tiene que venir el verbo en forma simple. Aquí, así que aquí sería keep. Después sí pueden haber alternativas, porque yo puedo decir keep a promise, la pongo en singular y está bien. Plural, keep promises y está bien. Keep, people want, keep their promise. Puede ser their, porque people es plural, ¿saben? People siempre son ellos. Podría ser their, pero no your, porque no juega con. Ok, thank you very much. Fíjense que en general tienen la idea, pero cuidado los detalles. 7. I need to get more exercise, so I'm thinking of blank jogging. Tengo un of, thinking of, después de preposiciones, cuidado. Taking up, Matt. Taking up, Adrian. Taking up, Ariana. For Tony, taking up, yes, friends, taking, ing, very good, taking up, jogging. 8, we could play football this afternoon if I can, a ball. Get hold of, Mar. Get hold of, Adrian. Get hold of, Rosie. Lola, get hold on. Yes, it is off, Lola, okay? Get hold of. Tony, very good, get hold of. Very good, yes. Si es que me puedo agenciar una pelota. Si es que puedo. Okay, very good, friends. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Hobbies. Let me show you something because I need you to have an excellent year. I found something that is going to help you with your English. Give me a second. I am downloading a video I want you to watch. So now everybody relax at home. Imagine that you are watching television and you are going to enjoy a video which is going to talk about hobbies and things like that. Come on, let's use it, watch it, listen to it, practice English. Come on. Good, very good. Adrian finished, or Rosie finished. And Sandra and Lola and Mar, they finished. Very good. Well, what is the importance of the video? Well, the contact with real English. That's the importance, the vocabulary that maybe you can get from these videos. And because I don't want you to accustom your ear only to my voice, you have to understand different people speaking English. And now let's study something that is going to be important in the future. You know that we have in English many adjectives, but there is a group of adjectives that can be very confusing sometimes. Adjectives ending in ed and adjectives ending in ing. For example, bored, ed, boring, ing. They are adjectives. Yes, they are adjectives. Lola, you feel poor. Why? Why, Lola? Because no one speaks or what? See that, Tony? Lola feels poor. We are going to make a collect and send you. You only have to give us your bank account, the number of your bank, and we send you some euros, Lola. Because I need money to do that. I understand now, Lola. Yes, Tony, very good. There are many things to do in Getafe, you know. The only people who survive are the people who adapt. We have to adapt to circumstances, because if not, friends, we suffer a lot. Yes, really, we suffer a lot if you begin thinking too much. Well, but going back to our business today, the adjectives that end in ed, how they are so different from the adjectives ending in ing. Maybe the origin of the word is just the same. The origin is boredom. Boredom. The spelling is B-O-R-E-D-O-M, boredom, which in Spanish is el aburrimiento. Look at Lola. Boredom. Yes. And then there are two derivatives of boredom, which are adjectives, boring and bored. What is the difference? Bored, ed, is how the people feel. And boring is the consequences. No, the consequence, no, is how some things are. How some things or some people are. Imagine I go to the cinema and I am watching a film, I'm seeing a film on the movies, but the film is very boring. I-N-G. How do I feel? I feel bored. Ed. So ed is how I feel. Ing is how people or things are. A book can be interested. Ed. No, it's not a person. The book can be interesting. And if the book is interesting, I feel interested on the book. See that? So that is the difference between ed adjectives, ing adjectives. Ed is how the people feel, the reaction, ed, and ing is how things and sometimes people are. When people or things are this way, they produce on me this other way. It produces on me ed, and people and things are ing. My explanations are terrible. I can see Lola's face. My explanations sometimes are more complicated. Yes or no, Sandra? My explanations sometimes are worse than the reality. But that is in general. And now, you know, you have exercise number 2 on page 22, which is dealing with this. Let's see if it is possible to understand. In the exam, many students make mistake confusing ing and ed. So let's see this exercise and see what happens. You see grammar, adjectives with ed, ing, but I want you to concentrate on exercise 2. Exercise 2. Candidates often confuse adjectives with ed and adjective with ing. Circle the correct adjectives in italics in this sentence. They are 6. When you finish, send me a message for me to check it. Lola finished, Gonzalo finished, Ariadna finished too. Okay, let's check this exercise. I don't know if you feel that this exercise is difficult or not. It says, when we went to Disneyland, I think we found it more amused, or we found it more amusing than our parents. What do you think it is, ed or ing? Amusing for Ariana. For Tony is amusing. For Mar is amusing. For Gonzalo is amusing. Rosie amusing. And Lola amusing. And the answer is amusing. Very good. Number 2, it can be very irritated, or it can be very irritating when friends arrive late for a film. Irritating, Rosie. Irritated, Mar. Irritating, Tony. Lola, irritating. Ariana, irritated. Sandra, irritating. And for Adrian is irritated. Well, the adjective is irritating with ing. Es como es, no como me siento o como me sentí. Is irritating. Puede ser muy irritante cuando los amigos. 3. You'll never get bored, or you'll never get boring at night in Berlin. Bored, Tony. Bored, Rosie. Bored, Mark. Bored, Lola. And Gonzalo, bored. Ariana, bored, boring. And who else? Sandra, bored. The adjective is bored. Nunca estarás aburrido por la noche en Berlín. 4. I'm very confused, or I'm very confusing about what? Confused, Mark. Confused, Rosie. Confused, Tony. And Ariana confused. Gonzalo confused. Sandra confused. And Lola confused, and the answer is confused. Very good. 5. The situation was very embarrassed, or the situation was very embarrassing for me and blah, blah, blah. Embarrassing. Rosie, embarrassing. Tony, embarrassing. Mar, embarazosa. Embarrassing. Ariana, Lola, embarrassing. Sandra, embarrassing. Yes, embarrassing. Yes. 6. I was really excited, or I was really exciting and wanted to see. Excited Tony, excited Rosie, excited Ariadna, Mar excited, Gonzalo excited, Sandra excited. Yes, very good, excited. Es como me sentí, no lo que yo producía. Porque puede haber gente que sea excitante, exciting, es posible, pero no aquí. Aquí es como se sentía. Yo estaba realmente emocionado. Perdón, que excitado no se puede decir en español, ¿no? Yo estaba realmente emocionado, perdónenme. Ok, yo estaba realmente emocionado. Yes. Good. Now, exercise number 3. Exercise number 3, friend. Let's continue with this problem. Page 22. Well, Mar finished. And Lola, and Adrian, and Rosie. Sandra finished too. Tony finished. Ariadna finished. Yes, very good. It says, everyone watches Piero at parties because he's just an blank dancer. My options are astonished or astonishing. Astonished for Ma. Astonished for Tony. Rosie astonishing. Lola astonishing. Adrian astonishing. Ariana astonished. Well, listen to me. Astonished, asombrado. Astonishing, asombroso. ¿Cómo era él? Todos miraban a Peter en las fiestas porque él es justamente un bailarín asombrado o un bailarín asombroso. Si es asombroso, o sea, cómo es, no cómo se siente, cómo es, entonces es ing. Por eso aquí es astonishing. Y todo lo que puso astonishing se llevó la idea. Number 2, we were quite blank by the attitude of the other students. Puzzled with Edie, Rosie, puzzled, Gonzalo, puzzled, Tony. For Adrian is puzzled, Sandra puzzled, Lola puzzled, Mar puzzled. Yes, 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 ED, perfect. Puzzled, Ariana. Yes, estábamos confundidos. Puzzled con ed es confundido. Puzzling es confuso. En este caso ed, we were quite puzzled by the attitude of the other students. Now, 3, it's very blank to be able to apply things, blah, blah, blah. Motivating, Ma, motivating, Tony, Rosie, motivated. And Adrian motivating, Gonzalo motivating, Ariana motivated, for Sandra is motivating, Lola motivating. Very good, motivating, motivante, no motivado, huh? Es muy motivante. Very good. Now, number 4, Anita looked quite blank, very for Mar, very for Rosie, and for Tony is worried, and for Sandra is worried, and for Ariana is worried. Yes, good. And number 5, friends, the film was not particularly... One question, what is the difference between puzzle and amuse? Amuse es sorprendido, algo así, y puzzle es confundido. Yo estoy que estoy puzzle. Sandra amusing, and Tony amused, Rosie amusing, and the answer is amusing. Yes, Ariana, amusing. The film was not particularly amusing. 6, we were pretty synonym of very, right? We were very, what? Exhausted. Ma, exhausted, Rosie. Exhausted, Tony. Ariana, exhausted. Yes, agotado. Tony, exhausted. Lola, exhausted. Sandra, exhausted. Yes, friends, you got the idea. Se llevan la idea. Very good. Let's see the homework for next class. I want you to take notes of this. The homework is in the workbook, page 8, grammar exercise 3. And now, vocabulary exercise 1, page 9. I continue in the workbook, right? Everything is in the workbook. Vocabulary exercise 1, page 9. Vocabulary exercises 2 and 3, page 10. Anyway, friends, I'm going to write the homework in the WhatsApp. So if you didn't take the notes correct, you can have it in your mobile phones, right? Friends, let me tell you something. I really appreciate your presence in class today because I know today is a festivity in Madrid and the rest of the country. However, I can see you here and this is astonishing. No astonished. Well. I am astonished because the situation is astonishing. Because I see Rosie there in her house working for me. And Mar, look at that, so beautiful. And my friend Adrian, hi Adrian, what's up? And Sandra is special, friends, because she had classes at 9:30. The rest of the class was absent. And she said, teacher, I go to the other class. I take the class with you. Kisses, Sandra. Thank you, friend. Gonzalo, what's up? Are you okay? Are you okay? Good. And I have Ariana, I have my dear friend Tony, and Lola, the poor girl in class. Thank you very much to all the class, and have a beautiful day if possible, right? Goodbye, friends. That's all, folks. Bye-bye.